Determination and work rate. The two attributes that everyone covets in a youngster. But I don't think there's ever been an answer to which one is more important. There's always been a little bit of a debate in the sort of FM community, which one is more important. But we're going to find out today. Work rate versus determination. Let's see who comes out on top. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another experiment on this channel. I, for one, absolutely love doing experiments, and hopefully you do too. And we're going to be doing many more on this channel, and hopefully of different sort of experiments that sort of can cater for everyone. Answer a few questions as well, because obviously FM is quite in depth and there's a lot to understand. So hopefully a few of these videos might help myself and a few people. But yeah, today, as you heard from the intro, I've personally always been very, very curious as to what is more important, work rate or determination. Obviously, when you go for a youngster, whether it be a regen, especially when it goes for a regen, I personally always look for good determination and good work rate together. But sometimes you'll get an absolutely really, really good regen with, you know, really good potential, but with 5 determination, 16 work rate, or vice versa. And I personally try to stay away from them. However, it's always curious to see if them players will still develop. Obviously, this still comes down to their training, their injuries, stuff like that. But I've always been curious as to which one would help a player develop better. And that's what we're going to do today. So what I've done is I've created 3 players, not 2, but 3. So the first one is going to be pure determination, which we'll go to now. So as you can see, this player here, high determination, easy to sort of see, easy to find basically. This guy has 20 determination and 1 work rate. 16 years old. All the players on here have 200 potential, so plenty of room to grow, and they can definitely become the best players in the world in whatever position, because I've gave them every position to play their natural in every position. So we could have one become a great striker, great centre back. But obviously, with that 20 determination and that 1 work rate, it's going to have an impact on their development. Same with the high work rate as well. But we'll have to wait and see. I couldn't give all the attributes 1 in terms of like the technicals, mentals, and physicals. Otherwise, it'd be near enough impossible for them to progress into a half decent player. So we did have to stick with 10. But I feel like this is a good sort of middle ground and sort of a fair start for a player that has the world at his feet. Quite literally, the world is a ball at his feet. So nothing really to say about this guy. Complete vice versa to what we were looking at just then. This guy's high work rate, so 1 determination and 20 work rate. Now, me personally, I think that high work rate is going to be the guy that progresses well, personally. Only reason I say that is because I've had youngsters progress who have had better work rate than determination. So I've had more instances where I've had youngsters with really good work rate, potentially not great determination, and progress and turn into a half decent player. So I personally think this guy is going to be the player that turns out on top, but obviously anything can happen. I feel like this will answer the question, not once and for all, because obviously different things affect it, but I feel like this will be a good idea on what is the best. So just to mix things up as well with high determination and high work rate, what I've done is I've created the best player in the world, but he has a sausage brain. So here is the best player on the planet. As you can see, he's a wizard. He's literally Voldemort and Dumbledore mixed into one, technically. He's absolutely magic. And physically, he could go into the Olympics and win every single competition. But mentally, he's so stupid. Like, he literally doesn't have a brain. If he had a brain, it's about as big as a Bean Boozled. Quite literally. This is how big his brain is right now. This is how big the brain is. If you do want to see me eat them live on Twitch, Twitter and Twitch, here. Make sure you follow me and catch me when I'm live. No, but I thought that this would be an interesting thing to add as well. Obviously, this guy has no determination and no work rate. So it'll be interesting to see how this guy develops. Will this guy completely fall off a cliff? Obviously, having all the other mentals at 1 was the only way I could do it. I couldn't give him 20 everything, otherwise all the attributes went down like 4 or 5. So I've just gave him no mentals, but no determination, no work rate. Obviously, the other mentals don't really have an impact on how he progresses. It just means what he does on the pitch. So will this guy turn into a terrible player? Potentially. He's still young. Obviously, I think this guy's got 200 potential as well. So I don't think there's much for him to improve upon, but he can definitely degenerate quite rapidly if he's not careful. So yeah, they're the 3 players. So let's go to the end of season 1 and see what has happened and where they end up. Will they end up in different leagues or the same squad? We don't know. Let's find out today together. It's the end of season 1, and I personally don't know where any of these players have gone. I haven't had a look. I haven't had a quick sneak peek. I don't know how their attributes are doing. I've not a clue. So we're going to be experiencing this together the same way, for the first time. So I feel like the first person we need to go to is, let's go to Amazing but Sausage Brain. Let's see where, because I feel like this guy, he's gone to Chelsea. I don't think his attributes are going to have been impacted quite a lot, like in this first season. And yeah, as you'd imagine, he's not really trained. He's actually, a few of his attributes have gone down. I don't know, he's apparently primarily playing at left back. That attribute graph, by the way, is mental. It's so weird. Like, he's in the red for mentals. He's got no vision. Literally, he's got tunnel vision. He can't see anything past himself. How did he play this year? So he's actually been playing first team for Chelsea. So that is a massive jump for a 16-year-old. Going from free agent, not played a single game competitively, to go into 23 appearances for Chelsea. Did Chelsea win the league? They became second, and he is their hot prospect and key player as well. So he's not really had the impact on Chelsea perhaps that he'd wanted, but if he's playing left back, he's perhaps not. But it'll be interesting to see if they maybe put him to striker, because obviously this guy's a striker, would basically score. He is injured at the moment, but he'd score ridiculous goals. And wow, he has had a lot of injuries. Jesus. So that's probably why he hasn't played 38 games then. But he's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? And obviously with that 1 determination and 1 work rate, he's probably not really focusing on it getting like better. So he's probably been injured for longer than what he should be in most of his injuries. So he has scored and assisted, to be fair to him. But we'll have to see. I feel like this guy is obviously going to degenerate quite a lot in the next few years, but we'll have to wait and see. So the next guy we're going to go to is high work rate. My personal one that I think is going to do well. So high work rate has actually gone to Arsenal. So he is in the under-18, so as you'd expect, he's not playing first-team football, and he's already progressing. His physicals have all gone up by 1. Has he lost any? I don't think so. He's had 2 marking and tackling going up by 1, positioning and concentration going up by 1, but no other attributes really progressing. A year in, he's progressed massively, to be fair to him. So as I thought, I felt like this guy would progress pretty well. Has he played any first team football? He hasn't. So he did play 56 games non-competitively, so that'll be under 18, stuff like that. But he seems to be doing really, really well, and he seems to be playing left back as well as the amazing guy. But he is on a youth contract, so he is potentially going to be snapped up by another team. However, if Arsenal can integrate this guy into the first team, I think he can do really, really well. And obviously, Arsenal could put him in a mentoring group to try and improve his determination, which is what I would do. However, we'll have to see how Arsenal look after this guy. So the next guy is going to be the determination. Wow, right. So, okay, so high determination has gone to Plymouth. Right, so quite a little bit different direction for misdetermination here. And by the way, he has improved massively. Blimey, jeez. I'm playing left back as well by the looks of it. He has improved massively, more than work rate, which I was surprised about. And he's actually gone up 2 on his decision making. which I did not expect. And he hasn't gone up in work rate or anything like that. And he is actually playing first team football for Plymouth. He played 35 games last year, not having a great average rating. However, he looks like he's progressing to quite the player and could potentially have a big move if he keeps progressing relatively well. Has he had any injuries? Nothing major, a few bruises, twisted knee and sprained wrist ligaments. But other than that, wow, he has progressed massively. Fair play to him. I mean, if them 11s can turn to 14s, 15s at the 5-year mark, he will be getting a massive move. He's only 16 as well. Jeez. I mean, I am surprised by that. I did not think that determination would be beating work rate at all. He is classed as a versatile player. So we'll have to see how they get on. But what we're going to do now is we've looked at them at the end of season 1. We're going to go 5 years in the future and see how they get on and where they end up. Obviously, they'll be 21 at this point. So you'd arguably say they should be playing first team football quite regularly now, especially at the potential they have if they want to make it in world football. So let's go to the 5-year mark. We'll have a look. 5 years down the line, 2025, 21 years old. How have they got on? So once again, the first person we're going to go to is amazing. And I'm not going to look. I want to see if he's still at Chelsea. Is he still at Chelsea? He is. Right, but the question is, how much has he deteriorated? Not massively. Not massively at all. And he's still playing regularly for Chelsea. And he's been playing regularly quite a lot. And he's actually had a few of his mentals have actually gone up. His concentration has gone up. His determination's gone up in his work rate. So it looks like the Frankie boy. Is Frankie still in charge? No, Thomas Tuchel is. It looks like Thomas Tuchel has put this guy potentially in a mentoring group to try and get them mentals up a little bit. But technically and physically, still unbelievable. He hasn't had a great few years, though. He had a great year in 22-23. I'm assuming Chelsea won something back then, right? Did they win? They didn't, but they did get to the latter stages of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They got to the semi-final of Carabao Cup by losing against Burnley. Please tell me Burnley won. I would find that absolutely hilarious if they won the cup. They didn't. They lost against City. Well, that would have been interesting. No, but he's done really, really well for himself by the looks of it. Getting into the first team, playing quite a lot of games as well, and he's not really deteriorating as much as I'd thought. However, obviously he's still 20, so he has plenty of room to go into nothingness. But the next person is going to be high determination. Is he still at Chelsea? Right, they're here. Okay. So, high work rate and high determination. So, we'll have a look at high work rate. Oh, he is, he's juicy. He is very, very good. Wow. He is decent. Fair play to him. He has improved massively in the past 5 years. Once again, 20 years old. He's playing regular first team for Arsenal as well. He did go on loan at Swansea. However, he's not playing brilliantly at Arsenal, so he could potentially... He's got caps for England as well. But his determination's gone up to 3 as well, and his mentals, his bravery's gone down, so we can only assume he's had quite a few injuries. Yep, he was out for a fractured lower leg for quite a while. So he is progressing pretty well. Once again, it all depends how he continues to play in the next few years. If he gets injured, that could be a massive impact. However, high determination. But he's at Wolves, isn't he? He is, and he has progressed very well as well. Arguably, you'd probably say determination is progressing better than the work rate guy. Work rate, this guy's got free work rate. However, he's at Wolves, and Wolves did buy him. So he is playing regular first team football at Wolves, and I think he's probably progressed more. He has got less England caps, though, and he's valued less. Obviously, being at Wolves probably doesn't help that. However, he is, once again, quite the player. Very, very good player. And I think, how many injuries once again? Jesus Christ. Right. I mean, they're not all major, to be fair. He was out for 3 months for quite a while. However, all of them are still 20 years old. So I think the next 5 years are going to be massive for them, if I'm honest. I think that the next 5 years will be make or break for a lot of these players. So obviously, it all depends what happens to the team, their training. Obviously, his determination's going down quite a lot. His determination's actually gone down to 17. So is obviously declining his determination. However, his attribute-wise, he's gone up by at least 2 on every single one that started at 10, and he's turned into quite the midfielder. I would be personally playing this guy in midfield, asking him to hold the fort in front of the defence and maybe playing him as a deep line playmaker, maybe. But we'll have to see. So, yeah, that is going to come to the end of part 1 of our little experiment. Obviously, these videos can be a little bit shorter. I appreciate that the last one was quite long, and I want to try and avoid long experiments. But what we're going to do is we're going to go for every 5 years until they retire. So we'll go up to like when they're 35, something like that. So the next part will be when they are 25 and 25 years old, then 25 to 30, for example. You get what I mean. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.